No, we are good to go, 100%.
You said during the break you were going to look at some of the films in the year, things weren't going as well.
It was good. It was good to really take a look at the numbers and kind of see where we at. Look at the numbers. Kind of, when you break it down, it was almost a 40-game, just 20-game split. The differences were pretty stark. Offensively, defensively, we were fourth overall for most of the year. First in those last 20 games, and it was how we were guarding people, making teams isolate against us. We're top in the league as far as that, top in 2-point field goal percentage. So looking at the things we did well and some of the adjustments we made, that was great. Offensively, the ball movement is what stands out, and that's passes per game. 3-point percentage went up from pretty stark from 24th to 9th over those last 20 games. So that obviously improves the numbers, but just assisted percentage, all those things you look at the ball movement, and the quality of shots we're getting went up dramatically in those last 20 games. So it was good to kind of dive into that. I think you see early in the season some of our struggles, not only lineup and personnel based, our package grew, and what we, you get a perception coming from the outside of what guys can do and what works with your team, and it takes a little time to tweak that and tinker with things. And I think our package has been much cleaner, using guys to their advantage.
Moving around the ball, kind of saving the entire point. What kind of prompted that? Led to that? How you kind of see teams adjust to that? Is it kind of like how the teams you're anticipating that lead to them solving that a little bit, or is this kind of just like a great thing that's going?
Oh, we have versatility with our lineups that you can't. A lot of it's personnel based for us as well. When you have a guy like Al that can guard posts as good or better than Rob, just from a size standpoint at times, you take advantage of that. But you have to have that versatility to have that same guy be able to switch and guard perimeter guys. And so Al checks a lot of boxes as far as that, allows Rob to be off the ball and do some of the things he's doing. But at the same time, as you saw in the Denver game, him finishing on Jokic, we'll mix it up and come out of timeouts to try to keep teams off balance, anticipating how they're going to try to attack and adjust it to it. But what we've said is if teams are going out of their way to try to put Rob in action, they're most of the time involving a guy that's one of their non-scorers. And so they're going away from what they do. And so we have adjustments ready in case, and we'll see how they try to attack it. But it's worked for us, but the versatility of all those guys being able to do different things. And like I said, non-traditional matchups at times with Marcus on a wing and Jason on a point, I think that it's been beneficial for us, and that's just due to our versatility.
Talk a lot about the quantity of passes going up, but how do you evaluate the quality of passes going up and being able to big passing against the momentum of the defense and firing for?
Yeah, it's pretty simple formula. Just don't play in the crowd. And we said it from day one that Jason, Jalen, those guys are going to attract a lot of attention. And, sometimes it's one less dribble, not over penetrating, playing in the crowd. And an area we can continue to improve on is our turnovers. That's one area that and defensive rebounding are the two areas, especially in the last 10 games, where we haven't been great at. And we had improved in the middle of the year in those areas. And so simple as it sounds, just getting off the ball when you see the crowd coming, make the simple pass. And that's why our 3-point percentages have come up, and the quality of our shots due to, good to great, as we talked about, making extra passes. And we've seen some of the best possessions offensively, probably in that 10-game streak.
You obviously, as a player, experienced a lot of the country going around trying to find a spot, but it's such an unusual year. What do you make of a situation where he's now with the G League, his 4th team in like 6 months, kind of grinding around? These 10 days, obviously, it's an unusual situation, but just kind of how he handled it and take advantage now to get a full year.
Yeah, he's in the situation a lot of guys are this year, which is, jumping around and due to the COVID situations, the amount of call-ups, it broke records as far as that. So a lot of guys had to stay ready as far as that, and it shows his professionalism and, being able to maintain focus. And regardless of where he was at or where he was playing, he was playing extremely well, in the G League. And so that's a credit to him. I could take that into account in my career, where playing in the G League quite a bit, and the focus you have to have and the determination to drive and discipline to, improve your situation to play the right way there to get noticed. And so Luke's done a great job as far as that. And guys have had opportunities throughout this year, more so than ever. And some guys are going to stick and have a long career because of that. And Luke is a guy, like I said, who's played extremely well in this time in the G League, but also a guy we're confident in that I've had experience against him in New York and Chicago over previous years, and a guy that you feel comfortable throwing out there.
There be minutes restrictions for Marcus or Rob? I think we good.
No, we're good.
One thing, just for the stretch run, you kind of look really solidified in the team system. Are you looking to add any more wrinkles to continue to evolve?
I missed the first part you said for the what?
Do you want to like continue to evolve the system and the way teams play, or do you want to just focus on this going well?
You know, what we were doing as well is it has us number one defensively, but we do want to improve on those numbers. And that's what we talked about with the group is 60 down, 22 to go. Areas of strength and how we can improve on those. So I think one thing that's worked well for us is, like I said, versatility and having some randomness out there that teams can't prepare for always. So we're always looking at ways to improve and combat what teams are going to eventually try to do against us defensively. And so it's on both sides of the ball and never really standing pat. And what works for us works well. If no need to try to overcoach and adjust when you don't have to, but also having adjustments ready and looking at things that can work for us. And I think just based on our personnel, we have a variety of things we can do.
Thank you guys.
Thanks.